It's 1:30. I'd like to call the May 15, 2017 meeting of the Traffic and Transportation Commission to order. Roll call. We have Commissioner Clare. Here. Commissioner Littlefield. Not present. Commissioner White. Not present. Commissioner Hale.
Here, sir.
Commissioner Schuline.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner George.
Here.
And Commissioner Yonkel. Okay, we do have enough to press on. Do we have a motion concerning the minutes of April 17, 2017 meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Commissioner Hale. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner George. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 17, 2017 meeting from Commissioner Hale, seconded by Commissioner George. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. A report on license and taxi will be presented at the July meeting. We go to the consent docket for A, B, C, and D. Is there anybody here to speak against an item on the consent docket? Okay, staff, do we have any input?
Comments before you. Recommend approval on all items.
All right, thank you very much. Can we have a motion concerning the consent docket item 4A, B, C, and D?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hale. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner George. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve the item 4 consent docket for A, B, C, and D from Commissioner Hale, seconded by Commissioner George. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. We go now to item 5A, Rita, to consider a request for the installation of a traffic signal at the intersection of Southwestern Avenue and Southwest 154th Street. Let's see here. Hi there.
Hi. I know you had
You
trouble.
can pull the mic down a bit.
Yeah, because I'm short.
All right, there you go. And if I could have your name, address, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Okay. My name is Rita DeAndre, and I live at 15613 Stepping Stone Court. And I'm here representing the residents of Stonegate Manor, which is the housing development near 154th and Southwestern. After reading the report that came back to me, I realized we most likely did not have much chance for a stoplight because we don't meet any of the parameters that are already set up for that. But I wanted to come and just let you know what we have been experiencing with the 4-laning of Western and the growth in our area. The report only cited one accident that had happened in 2015, which was a rear-end accident at this intersection. But in the last couple of years, we've seen at least 3 that were not rear-end accidents. They were caused by residents trying to turn from either Wildflower, which is on the west side of the intersection, or Stonegate Manor, and cars that were flying down Western at least 50 miles an hour. I read the report about the different speed limits, and it didn't show that they exceeded that too often, but I can guarantee you that it's exceeded, maybe not that day or the day after that, but it's exceeded quite often, the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. The 3 accidents that I can tell you about, the first one was when a pickup ended up running into one of the large electrical poles that are located on the east side of Western, because a car was turning and he was trying to avoid the car turning because they were going to crash. And so he did not crash with the car, but he came up on the ground there and ran into the electrical pole. And had he not hit the pole, he would have gone through the back of the fence of one of the residents and into their backyard where their children play. And we thought that was a real safety issue at that time. The sound was tremendous. It was felt like a 5.0 earthquake. We live considerably down the street, and it shook our houses and the things that were inside our house, so we really thought we were having an earthquake, and it was actually an accident up at the intersection. Another was when a car was pulling out of Wildflower, which is the development on the west side of the road, and it hit a pickup traveling on Western, forcing it into the garden area on the Stonegate Manor side. It hit, and the lady who was driving the truck was doing her very best to hit the brake as hard as she could, and luckily we had some large boulders in the garden that caught up under the truck and stopped it before it crashed through and went into the backyard of the people who live on the corner there, also with children who play in that backyard, and their trampoline sat just right on the other side of the wall there. So that was another one. The people in that one were shaken up, but they were not seriously injured. And then just a few weeks ago, we had another accident. A car was pulling out of Wildflower again, and it hit a pickup on Western, which went through the garden and into the sign on the north side of 154th in Stonegate Manor. Now, the people living on that corner have been there for 10 years, and they said that this has happened maybe 5 times since they've lived there. And I brought some pictures to show you. You will see that in this case, the sign actually stopped the pickup from going farther in and going right into the resident's home because it was traveling at a high rate of speed, and when it was hit, it went right through that, and we felt very thankful that the wall was there so that they were not injured because they were at home at the time. And with this accident, one of the drivers did go to the hospital to be checked out because there was injury. Since Western has been 4-lane and there is a lot more development in the area as far as people moving into the homes that have been for sale there and other development that's going on, we feel like it's only a matter of time before we're going to need a stoplight or someone, either drivers or residents in our neighborhood, are going to be critically injured or die at this intersection, which is our reason for requesting stoplight to begin with. Safety issue. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. Anybody else wanted to speak on item 5A? Okay, can we have staff input, please?
Thank you. Staff's comments are before you. We studied this intersection. Our accident history only goes back, we only look back 3 years. In the 3 years, there were 4 collisions, I believe. I looked at it this morning. Western Avenue is major arterial. This is a neighborhood residential side street. Action is at the discretion of the commission.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have a motion concerning item 5A?
Motion to disapprove.
Okay, we have a motion to disapprove from Commissioner Hale. Do we have a second? Second. Okay, we have a second by Commissioner Clare. Do we have a talk on item 5A? Okay.
Well, I don't,
Yes, sir.
I know that it just may be before its time. As those subdivisions build out further back to the east and west, there's still quite a bit of land out there that may change things in the future. But you're right, the fact that it doesn't meet any of the requirements for a stoplight makes it difficult to vote yes on this one. So, sorry.
Okay, any other talk on item 5A? Okay, we have a motion to disapprove item 5A from Commissioner Hale, seconded by Commissioner Clare. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is disapproved. We go on now to item 5B, Kellen King, General Manager, Dollhouse Lounge and Burlesque, OKC, and the traffic management, to consider, 1, the removal of two-hour metered parking on the south side of East Sheraton Avenue from approximately 100 feet east to 170 feet to the east of the east curb line of South Mickey Mantle Drive. 2, establish a full-time passenger loading zone on the south side of East Sheridan Avenue from approximately 100 feet east to 170 feet east of the east curb line of South Mickey Mantle Drive. And 3, establish a full-time commercial loading zone within the same limits of the passenger loading zone. Hi there, sir.
Hi.
If I can have your name, address, you have up to 5 minutes, sir.
Okay. My name is Kellen King. My address is 210 East Sheridan, and that's in Oklahoma City, 73104. I'm here because we requested to change those meters to a passenger loading and unloading zone and then also a commercial unloading zone. I've been working with the Bricktown Police on a way to make it safer in that area. right now with those meters, they fill up, and we have a lot of people kind of dipping in and out of those cars. And we're actually located right next to a large parking garage, so there's a lot of cars that turn right and left right in there, so they don't see those people. So a lot of times we have a lot of issues. And also at the end of the night, we're a bar, and we're located next to two other bars, so there's a lot of people that come all out right there. And those vehicles also block the view from the police officers there that are actually sitting there at the end of the night, and they have told us that it's difficult for them to see the people getting out, and so we think that it's best that we make that a passenger loading and unloading zone for the Ubers and things like that to just drive up, pick people up, and leave. But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, thank you very
Thanks.
much. All right, anybody else want to talk? Okay, we have staff input.
Thank you. This location currently, with the location of the existing parking meters, are too close to the driveways on either side. And if we were doing this today, we would not allow parking in those two spots. So essentially, we're eliminating one parking spot. Actions at the discretion of the commission.
Okay, was there a staff recommendation on timing?
I know staff recommended to approve. Passenger loading full-time.
Right. We would want to make that if we had a motion. We'd
Yes.
want to include that.
Yes.
The staff recommendation. Okay. All right, do we have a motion concerning item 5B?
Make the motion to approve the request and as stipulated by the city staff.
With the staff input?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5B from Commissioner Miller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Schuline. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5B to include staff input by Commissioner Miller, seconded by Commissioner Schuline. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. Okay. Item 6, comments from citizens. You got anything else to say, sir? Very good. All right. Now we'll go on up here at the Horseshoe. We go over to Commissioner Clare.
Only thing I wanted to make a note on is, and I'd emailed staff earlier this week, and it's outside of their, I guess, purview, but bus stops and right-of-ways. I've noticed a couple in my ward that are obscuring good sight lines to intersections as it relates to just being able to see vehicles, especially coming through when they're speeding through at a yellow light. They're coming through at a higher rate of speed, and there's a couple that I think need to be looked at. So I don't know what the process is to go about that, but I think it's something that we might take a look at. I think there's a couple areas of concern. So
what you're saying is there's a bus stop, and when the bus gets there and stops, it's creating a line of sight issue? No?
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. This is when there's no bus. This is some of the newer bus stops that they're putting in have some pretty significant advertising billboards.
Oh, okay.
And so those are,
So the shelter of the bus stop
Correct,
is
yeah.
creating some line of sight concerns.
yeah.
So the staff would then get a hold of,
We'll have to contact Embark.
Right.
And see what we can do with that. We've found that with a couple of the newer shelters.
yeah, so they have to look back at what they put up, and then in the future to consider that when they do put them up. Okay? Very good. Okay, thanks. All right, we go on now to Commissioner Hale.
No comments today.
Commissioner Schuline?
Just one thing, Richard, I was going to ask if you could evaluate, staff could evaluate the parking on at 22nd, between 22nd and 23rd on Chartel, with that new club there. It's been there for a while now, but I notice in the evenings when I drive by, if parking's on both sides of Chartel, it is difficult, and the neighborhood has been complaining about the ability for emergency vehicles to get through. And I just wondered if it would be appropriate to have no parking on one side of the street, or something to look into, if you wouldn't mind.
We'll take a look and let you know what we find. Thanks.
Okay, over to Commissioner Miller
No comment, sir.
and Commissioner George. Okay. Council, do you have anything? Okay, staff, do you have any more stuff?
Our parking and yield report is attached.
Right.
Other than that, we will not be meeting in June. I'll
Mhm.
cancel that in May, so thank you very much. And no other
Yeah.
comments.
Right, both of them are out of town, and to create a whole package, it gives us time to. Okay? Does anybody else have anything? Okay, the only thing I have is, they were talking about the Tracker Common, that now by this extra month that we have, and there's no more inputs from anybody, so they have what we have that we sent them, so maybe we'll have something pretty close to something when we come back. Okay, so last call, anybody got anything? Okay, we stand adjourned.